Okay, for 65,000 rupees, this brand new laptop could disrupt the entire laptop market because at this price, it does two unique things. Number one, this is running on Snapdragon X platform, which gives you 45 TOPS, which by the way is way more than the latest MacBook Air M4, which is launched for 1 lakh rupees. So this leads to a lot of good app development and super cool AI stuff. We'll get to that. And number two, the MacBook Air M4 claims a battery life of 18 hours, and this right here has a claimed battery life of 27 hours, which is a very bold claim. Like Windows laptops at best can do 15 hours. So for 65,000, how good is this laptop? Who is it meant for? And what the heck is a Snapdragon X? And what are the cons? Well, to answer all of that questions, we have been daily driving this laptop for about 2 weeks now, and I'll tell you the practical side of the laptop, things that you will notice in daily life. If you don't want to miss this video, let's go. Now, out of the box, you get the usual laptop, some paperwork and all of that. Now, here's something interesting. See, this is another laptop at the same price point, but this has a proprietary charger, meaning you can only charge with this charger. However, with the Asus VivoBook, you get a 65 watts charger, and this is a Type-C PD charger. So not only it can charge your laptop, but you can even use it to charge your phone, like super convenient. Now, I'll come to the charging and battery in just a moment, but first, let's talk about the things this laptop does better than most others at this price point. By the way, this video is made in collaboration with Snapdragon and Asus. And the first thing would be AI. I mean, you get generative fill now in Paint and it's super easy to use. Check this out. So we click this picture of mine and now I can just select the sky here and write add a flying plane. And ta-da! There's a plane. Or check this, I download this scenery from the internet and now I can easily add birds in the sky, a tree in the picture, anything. Plus you even get AI in the native photo editor. Like open any image, go to edit, and now you can change the style of the picture, remove the entire background, anything. Previously, to do all of these editing tricks, you needed Photoshop and you had to pay for it. Now it's all free here and fast. Other than generative fill, you also get co-create in Paint, and this one is very fascinating. Like see, I'll select this blank canvas. Now I'll just draw this line and over here, I'll give it a prompt, say a scenery with a mountain and sun. I'll select the style as watercolor. Now see, it has generated this image. Also, whenever I make any changes in the drawing, it modifies the image accordingly. Now here's where this laptop takes AI to the next level. See, I'll switch off Wi-Fi. So no internet. Yet if I go over here and type give me ideas for the reel of a Snapdragon laptop, see it still works. So basically this is running an LLM or a AI chatbot on the laptop. Like this has dedicated NPU cores. See, if I go to the task manager, you can see the NPU is being used. So now the entire AI model is downloaded on this laptop and it's running on device. Like this is a big deal for a 65,000 laptop. Of course, it goes without saying that this will only work with the open source AI models like Llama, DeepSeek, etc, etc. Now, besides AI, the X factor of this laptop is its CPU. Like this laptop runs on Snapdragon X processor. Get it? X factor, Snapdragon X. Now, you'll be like, Pratik, Snapdragon makes mobile CPUs, so when did it start making laptop CPUs? Glad you asked. In 2024, Snapdragon launched its X lineup of CPU. There was X Elite and X Plus, and now in 2025, they have launched another variant, Snapdragon X. So the lineup now looks like this: Snapdragon X, most affordable, then there is Snapdragon X Plus, and then comes Snapdragon X Elite, which is their flagship tier. Now, this VivoBook 16 has a Snapdragon X chip. By the way, did you know which was the first laptop with the Snapdragon CPU? Let us know in the comments below. And now, since this is an ARM CPU, there is no concept of P and E cores. Rather, there are 8 Orion cores running at 2.97 GHz, and it has a max CPU draw of 28 watts under load. Now, I won't go into much technical details, what is Orion, what is ARM and all of that. Rather, I'll tell you my personal experience. So this comes with a 16GB LPDDR5X RAM and 512GB NVMe storage. Now, a good thing is the SSD slot is expandable, so you can swap out and replace it with a 2TB SSD if needed later. Now, on benchmarks, on the Cinebench R24, this scored around 650 points in multi-core, and on Geekbench it scored around 10,500 in multi-core score, which is decent for a laptop at this price point. It is similar to like an Intel i5 CPU. Now, doing normal light stuff like writing documents, browsing the web and all of that, this laptop has no issues. Here, see, I'm running a 4K video and writing a document in split screen. There's no lag or anything. Now, there are two things you need to keep in mind with this particular laptop. Number one, this laptop doesn't have a dedicated GPU, so I would not recommend it for gaming or video editing. Like I use this to edit thumbnails for our video and it worked really well. And number two, This Snapdragon X laptop is an ARM laptop, which is different from the traditional Intel and AMD CPU. So apps are either built for x86 CPU or the newer ones are built for ARM CPU. Like popular apps like Photoshop and VLC already have their ARM version. So in case the app is built for x86, if you run it on an ARM laptop, you don't have to do anything. It runs via a translator. It is called Prism and it is made by Microsoft and Snapdragon. So you just have to double click the app and it will automatically open via the translator. You don't have to do anything extra. But since there's a conversion process happening, launch of the app takes time. However, if you use any unconventional software, maybe your office has their own proprietary software or internal use stuff, they may not work. Now coming to battery life, I must say I was honestly surprised. Like just to test the battery, I charged it to 100% at around 10:30 in the morning, and here's what my day usually looks like. Write script, watch videos, do my research, brainstorm ideas with the team, have lunch watching more videos, shoot videos, do even more research, give feedback on the video, use Photoshop and all of that. And after one full day of doing this, by 8 p.m. I was still left with around 40% of my battery. Now, yes, I did use the laptop at 50% brightness, and for the most part, I was using TWS and not the speakers. Now, yes, it may not last 27 hours as they have advertised, but we have tested a lot of Windows laptops in this particular price range, and if you compare this to the other Windows laptop, the battery life is right up there. Now, another thing worth mentioning with this laptop is what you get over here. See, this is the webcam and you also get a physical shutter slider and it records 1080p, which is good enough for video calls. However, something that you don't usually get in this price segment is this IR sensor over here, and this is quite helpful. Like the laptop will auto lock when you leave, and when you come back, it will auto unlock. Plus you get this feature, like if you look away from the laptop, it will dim the screen and undim when you look again back at the screen. For one, you get a full-size keyboard, QWERTY over here and numpad over here. Like if you do Excel entry and Excel sheet and all of that, it's pretty quick to use the numpad. Also, the keyboard is backlit, so you can use it in low light without any issue. Plus, you get an adequately big trackpad which supports all the Windows gesture, like 4-finger swipe to minimize all windows. Plus, you get some smart gestures. Like if I swipe slowly on the left side of the trackpad, I can control the volume. And if I do the same on the right side, I can control the brightness. There is USB 4 Gen 3, a 2.1 HDMI port, another USB-A port and a headphone jack on the left. On the right, you have another 3.2 Gen 1 USB-A port. Besides this, the laptop has a 16-inch 1920 by 1200 and 16 by 10 aspect ratio. This is a 60Hz display with a maximum brightness of 300 nits. Plus, the display is anti-glare, so there is no reflections even if you sit near the window. Like I was watching Batman vs Superman on this display and it was fine. Also, you get two speakers at the bottom. So the sound quality is okay at best. Like for the price, there's nothing to complain. Besides this, the build quality of the laptop is decent. You have the Asus branding on the top, and at the bottom you have the exhaust vents and the speaker grill. Plus you can also easily open it with one hand, and the hinge is also fine, like smooth. Now the variant that we have over here is silver color, and also there's a black color variant. I would recommend you go for black because the silver one can pick all of those fingerprints pretty easily. So yeah, that was our first look at the brand new Asus VivoBook 16. So what's the conclusion? Who is this laptop meant for? Now, before we get to that, laptops are split between two types, x86 and ARM laptops. Now, x86 laptop earlier had a monopoly and used to slowly, steadily grow at their own pace. But ARM laptops like this Snapdragon X laptop brings crazy battery life. Like this has as good as battery life as your smartphone. And they are also performing exceptionally well in AI. And since now these laptops are getting more budget, the app support is also now showing up. This laptop at 65,000, if you see performance as a metric, like benchmark aside and everything, in productivity, it has good multi-core performance, and the GPU and NPU that you get at this price is actually better than the other laptop. And of course, since it's based on Snapdragon X, the battery life and the AI features that you get in this laptop, you don't see anywhere else in this price range. So if you have a strict budget and you need a laptop for productivity and you're always on the go, so you don't have enough time to charge, and you need really good battery life, this boy will do the job. And let us know which laptop you are currently using. And on that note, this is signing off. See you in the next video. Pew, pew. Pew.